And you can see yesterday, we got our top on there. Everything's all connected, all ready to go. Got to get my electrical done. Got my electrical guy coming over here soon. And be ready to go. Once that electric gets in, I just gotta, I only have 2 more hydraulic lines to connect, basically just connect the pistons. Everything else is all connected. It's all ready to go. So, and to get up there, I didn't take a picture. I don't think I took a picture or video of it yesterday, but I used a scissor lift. I rented a scissor lift. It was great because I could put that on the scissor lift and then just take the scissor lift up and then just set it on there, which was really nice, especially when you're doing it by yourself. So anyway, boom. One more thing to learn doing it yourself. You see all those shop towels? That's 2 packages of shop towels. Trying to install the hydraulic lines. It's a lot of shop towels. And it's soggy wet down at the bottom. But these hydraulic cylinders are full. And they didn't say that because you're supposed to connect that thing on the bottom, and I'm doing it at the stage that you're supposed to do it. And they don't say anything about, oh, have a bucket ready, have, oil remediation ability. I mean, if you had a concrete floor, it would be, and you wanted it, like it was nice, clean concrete, it would be ruined. This is epoxy, so it's not a big deal. It's going to clean up easy. But if you had a concrete floor and that happened, you would be bummed because you'd have a big stain. So my advice for when you're doing this, and I don't know why I didn't think of it till just now, because I'm going to do it on that side. Lift this thing way up, like this, it's on the first notch right now. Lift it up to 2 or 3 notches, and just muscle it up, and then put a cup under there, like you're draining your oil, and put it into have a gallon jug, or I'd have a gallon to be safe. I don't know how much was on the floor, but I had already cleaned it up from yesterday when I first tried it, and I put the bolt back in. I don't know, I'm super tired from putting this thing together, and it's 100 degrees almost here, so it's just been hot. And I've got AC in my office upstairs, and I even have an AC down here in the other room, but it just doesn't really get into here. I turned it off down here anyway, so it would concentrate up there. Anyway, that's my little tip. If you're gonna do it, like the next one, when I do this side, I'm lifting it up. I'm putting a big thing underneath there so it can just dribble until it's done dribbling. Because you can't use the Loctite when you're doing these hydraulic lines. You got to use this or something like it for the threads. Well, if it's covered in oil, it's not going to work very well. I don't care what it is. So it needs to be dried off, and whatever. I'll do that when this mess is. Finally I got tired of waiting for the blug, so I just took the bleeder valve off the top and just let it. So should be, there's probably a little bit more. What a waste. Had I thought of this earlier, that's what I'm telling you. Had I just lifted it up and put a bucket on it, I could have drained it like I'm draining the car. They just don't tell you. It's something you have to learn the hard way. So anyway, there you go. This way is much better. And now I'm going to take off the retaining bolt on the top, the bleeder valve, and go even faster. As opposed to how I did it yesterday. And there's the big mess. Oh, it was way messier than that. All these rags are all soaked, except for that top one I just put on there. So this is definitely, so you can see what I did. I just put used the engine hoist, strapped it up around the bottom of it so I could pull it up so I could get a funnel under it so I could drain it without having to make a mess, because that would have all been on the floor. So I'm going to get the bleeder valve now. So after I just took the bleeder valve off, which is on the very top, the nut, look how much That's about 4 inches tall, and that's a 1 gallon bucket, I believe. That's what was on the floor yesterday. So this is definitely so far a better method. And I can just let that go. Hopefully just let that go overnight or something, just let it. Because that thing has to get dry, because if you see the threaded, the threaded area that needs to go, that female thread, what goes in there is this. And that's got to be Loctited. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't really want to use Loctite on something that's all greased up. I don't even think it would work. So anyway, let me get this cleaned up a little bit, dribbled. Because when I did open it, it gushed out more than the funnel could handle. So you can see it did get on the ground in there. And then back in there. And I still have 1 bolt to go. I think I showed you before. I didn't want oil to get in that hole. One of my first bolts, I think it was over here. I don't remember which one. Well, one of my first bolts, I didn't put this, when you're hammering these in, let me show you on a different bolt. This is just one I picked up from Home Depot, but they're sending me this brass one like this. But, okay, so on those, I don't know if you can see, but you see how there's about a 1/4 inch at the top? So on those, I had it flush. But because on those bolts, this top 1/4 inch, the top 1/4 inch is no threads. So when I had it to the top, it was only on like 2 threads. This nut was only on 2 threads. So when I pounded it in, it didn't grab. It wouldn't. It just kept spinning, and then it ended up stripping it. So I was like stuck because I had put epoxy on it, which the epoxy doesn't really help it stick in the ground as much. It just keeps it from rotating once it hardens. And so I thought, you know what? I just pounded it all the way through. Since I drilled holes all the way through the concrete, I pounded it all the way through and put a new one in. That's why I'm down 1. So they're going to send me one. Anyway, just update.